So it's the day before Savage, and as per usual, I kind of want to update you guys on what my group's plans are for Savage and what my plans are on the channel in terms of streaming and video content. Now, when it comes down to my group, pretty much nothing is going to be changing. We're still going to be doing hardcore proc as we've always done when it comes down to Savage. I do believe on Wednesday we're having a little bit of a shorter day than usual because somebody has IRL responsibilities to take care of in the afternoon, but for all of the other days we're basically going to be starting around lunchtime. We'll raid for a couple hours, take a 1 hour break for dinner time, and then we'll be raiding until people are too tired to go on, or until we hit like 11 p.m, 12 p.m, something like that, because we do have people that have some stuff going on in the mornings. So we do want to, of course, respect that a little bit as well. Generally, pretty happy with that. It's always worked quite well for my group, and I also don't really like going too hardcore like some other groups, like 16, 20 hours a day. That's just too much for me. 8 hours, maybe 10 is definitely more than enough when it comes down to my own personal preferences. In terms of our team composition, you'll see that a lot of things have actually changed this time around. We have one of our melees that wanted to play healer again, so he's back on healer. One of, well, my old co-healer who went to caster for ultimate is now going to be tanking. One of our tanks is playing ranged, our ranged is now playing melee, and I'm now going to be playing caster. So a lot of things switching around over there. Should make for a good time because a lot of people have been wanting to switch things up a little bit, especially our ranged. He's just always been cursed to play ranged from the start, and he's wanted to switch things up a little bit. So it's going to be quite nice for him to also finally be playing something else, and I get to play caster again, which I am looking forward to quite a bit. It was first a little bit of a toss-up between me playing Reaper or something else in the melee slot, which would have probably been Samurai, I would imagine, if I wasn't going to be playing Reaper, or caster, and it just came down to me choosing which of the two I wanted to go to, and I don't trust Evray on caster, so that is why I ended up playing Red Mage. I might switch to Black Mage once we have a couple of clears under our belt, but for proc I'm just going to be playing Red Mage because, well, I'm the most comfortable on it. And of course, it is the most utility-like caster as well. We have the extra mitigation from Magic Barrier, I believe the skill is called, and I can chain res people quite a bit, which I've now also had a lot of practice of insta-resing people from having played healer these last couple of months. So those are our plans when it comes down to proc. When it comes down to what we're going to be doing after that, things are going to be a little bit different. So this time around, I don't think we're going to be doing any optimization at all. Maybe in the first 2 weeks, we might do a little bit when it comes down to like strategies that we used that were just way too bad and that we want to change, but we're not going to be like overhauling the whole fights just to have like the best strats out there. Reason being is because some people are going on a holiday. We're only going to be doing Savage for 8 weeks until everybody's best in slot basically, and we want to be spending all of our time on doing ultimate reclears. So our plan is to just spend 1 day on doing reclears on Savage, and then a second day where instead of doing optimization for Savage, we're just going to be doing ultimate reclears instead. Much rather have a couple of ultimate weapons, especially because they look so freaking cool, the top weapons that is. Instead of spending like a lot of time optimizing the Savage fights just to have a better log, because that is something that over the last couple of years I've really started to care less and less about. I want to have a good performance, but I don't care about having those pink logs anymore. So seeing how we're not going to be doing optimization or like log runs or whatever anyways, I'd much rather we spend our time doing ultimate. Now we are going to have a period where a couple of people are not going to be available, as one is going on a vacation to Japan and another is doing a pilgrimage, I believe it's called. So we'll have like I think 2, maybe 3 weeks where we'll be playing with subs. But outside of that, it'll just be the usual group. Once the whole group is back together, we're going to be jumping back into Ultimate, and later on also Criterion, because we are getting a new Criterion dungeon this patch. I believe it is like 7 weeks after Savage releases, so we'll almost be best in slot by the time that comes out. Really looking forward to that, because the previous Criterion dungeon was some of the most fun that I've had in this game in a very long time, so I'm really looking forward to that one. And when it comes down to what I'll play in there, it'll be Red Mage or Black Mage, because of course Red Mage loses a lot of value there because you can't rest people, because you need to use like your special actions that you get from the dungeon itself. So I do kind of want to take the time to play Black Mage in there for sure. Maybe Red Mage as we like kind of get used to the fights, but I definitely want a Black Mage in there after the fact. once I get the Black Mage biz, because of course it's 7 weeks after Savage, so it'll take a little while to get all of the pieces there. I might not even be best in slot on the main class I play for this tier, so it definitely won't be ready for an alt job that I play, which would be Black Mage this time around. In terms of content that you'll be seeing on the YouTube channel, it's going to be a little bit different as well. Streams will still be there, as I mentioned before. We'll be raiding in the afternoon, taking a break for dinner, and then raiding in the evening again. I'll be streaming all of that, unless I'm just way too tired from having raided so much. Then I might maybe like skip out on a stream, but if not, then everything will be streamed. I'll also be uploading our first clears to YouTube like I've always done, but this time around I'm not going to be making the walkthroughs as we are progging through the fights. Last raid tier really took out way too much of me. I got super burned out, not only on the game, but also on like the content creation side. Definitely wasn't all that fun for me personally, and I just don't really think it's worth rushing these things out there. For me personally, it's always been to make something that could help prog groups out during the first week. That's kind of like always been my goal, but it's just taken too much of a toll on me personally. Lost way too much sleep, got super burned out on the game, and I just don't think it's really worth that anymore. And there's a lot of other people out there as well, a lot of other good content creators that are doing it as well, and they're probably doing it better than I am. So I'm basically just gonna leave it up to them to kind of get you guys there. And of course, if you want to have some help on certain mechanics, I'm gonna be streaming pretty much all of my prog, so jump into the stream, ask me questions. When I can answer, I'm definitely willing to do that, because I always like helping you guys out. So jump into the streams, jump into my Discord, because whenever we are taking like a 5-minute break or whatever, I'll look over there as well and help out as I can. Just not going to be doing the walkthroughs mid-prog anymore, like I have done before. If you guys do want me to do walkthroughs later down the line, like for example after we've done our first clears and we just have some time to kind of relax until the next reset comes around, or maybe after we've done like 2 or 3 weeks of clears so that I am more knowledgeable on the fights, definitely open to doing that, but it's probably not going to be as much of a serious walkthrough guide video. It'll probably more likely be a chill walkthrough where I don't pause every 5 seconds to explain all the debuffs and all of the details and that kind of stuff. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of that. Definitely be open to doing it after the fact, but it's definitely not going to happen mid-prog like I've always done before, because that's just a little bit too much for me personally. And I think that pretty much covers everything. We'll be going hardcore again, everything will be streamed, clear vaults will be up on the channel later. Once Savage is done, we're going to be doing 1 day of Savage per week, and then the other day we'll be spending on Ultimate Reclears, and then a couple of weeks after that we have Criterion coming around, which I'm very excited for. Definitely looking forward to progging through that, which again I'll probably stream all of that as well. And then I'll also make a video of when we do clear the normal mode, and then when we clear the Savage version as well, because I do want to get that down again as well. So really excited for tomorrow. Hopefully I can see some of you guys on stream as well. Feel free to pop in, say hi. Definitely looking forward to that. And yeah, with that I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.